what's up uke family, welcome back to another ukulele lesson. Today we're gonna talk about the secret to beautiful and romantic chords. And if there is one chord that is gonna make everything sound super romantic, is the major 7 chord. Now the chord progression that I played at the beginning of the video is in fact played with these 2 chords. I have a G major chord, G major 7 chord, and a C major 7 chord. Such a beautiful and lovely chord progression. Of course, people, we're gonna learn how to play this chord progression step by step, note by note, and I'm gonna show you the finger picking pattern, which is essential in this type of playing because it's going to add a lot of rhythm and musicality to the chords. One thing, I'm sure that you really enjoyed the last section, which it was done with the strumming. Such a beautiful way to strum these chords. However, in this video I'm not going to show you that because I don't want this video to be too long. But let me know in the comment down below if you want to, learn this in the next video. Now let's learn the first section, which is the intro. We're going to play 3 chords: the G major chord, the G major 7 chord, so we're going to bring this root note down to the fret number 2. So we're playing a bar chord on the fret number 2, just 3 strings. And the C major 7 chord, which is very simple and beautiful. So G major 7, and a C major 7. Now we are going to play each chord one time with the strum. I use the index finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. The second time we're gonna play one note between each chord, and this note is the 4th string, which I'm still gonna play with the strumming technique. I'm just gonna strum one string. So I'm gonna strum the chord, 4th string, strum, 4th string, strum, 4th string. Then we have the melody, which we're gonna play with the thumb and middle finger on the 4th and 1st string, fret number 2, fret number 3, and open. So it's a nice little intro. We have a lot of chords ringing out beautifully, and we don't really have a lot going on. It's a really great way to familiarize yourself with the chords. So practice this section and move on to the next one when you feel ready. Now, of course, we're gonna add a little bit more rhythm to these chords, and to do that, we need a nice finger picking pattern. So we're gonna play like this. Nice and lovely. So the finger picking pattern is very simple. We have thumb and ring simultaneously on the 4th and 1st string, then the middle finger on the 2nd, and the ring finger on the 3rd. I'm going crazy with these strings. Let me just tell you one more time. Thumb and ring on the 4th and 1st string, then the middle on the 2nd, and the index on the 3rd. And we're pretty much repeating the same thing. The only difference is that sometimes we're gonna play it with the thumb, sometimes without the thumb. So we have thumb and ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. Then the G major 7, so put down the bar chord and do the same finger picking pattern. Now for the C major 7, things are slightly different. We're gonna have a longer pattern, put down the chord, and you have thumb and ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. And then we have the melody again. So now as you can see, guys, sometimes I play the C major 7 with the finger 2, sometimes with the finger 1. So it's totally up to you. You know, sometimes it's easier with the first finger, sometimes with the second, but don't worry too much if you find yourself changing the finger. It's not a big deal as long as you are happy with the way the chord sounds. Now let's repeat the same chord progression. We're gonna change the last two notes. Same arpeggio. Now for the C major 7, we have 1, 2, but the third time we're gonna play with thumb and ring, and then just the first string fret number 2, and a slide on the fret number 5. Now with the third section, we're gonna add a little bit more melody within the chords. In fact, we're gonna change the voicing of each one of these chords. We're gonna play it like this. So I'm strumming the first chord with the thumb. So rather than just do thumb and ring, I'm lightly strumming the string with the thumb, the strings with the thumb. And then I have the middle on the second and the index on the third. So now the second time we play the chord, we're gonna play the first string open. So we're gonna keep the chord as it is. We're just gonna free the first string and play the first string open. So we're gonna do the same thing with the G major 7. So we're gonna have to change the way we approach the chord. Rather than just put a bar chord, just put the finger 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna strum the chord, all the strings, then the middle and the index, and then the first string open. And the same thing for the C major 7, put down the position, and then you strum, then the arpeggio, first string open, and then we have the fret number 2 again with the 4th string, the middle and the index, and then the phrase which is played with the first string fret number 2, open, and the second string fret number 3. So now we're going to repeat the same chord progression. We're just going to change the last few notes. So the same chords. We're gonna play the C major 7 just one time with the thumb and ring, let it ring out, and then we have the melody, which is played with the first string fret number 2, 3, and open. So we already played the same chord progression 3 different times in 3 different ways. The first time, the intro, very simple, just one strum. Section number 2 with the finger picking pattern, and the section number 3 with different voicings. Of course, there is still a section number 4, which is really interesting, and we are going to add even more melodic notes to the chords. So the 4th section sounds like this. So as you can see, there is always a chord and a melody, a chord and a melody. And we're gonna strum the chord. The first one is the G major with a strum, then middle and index, very simple. And then we have the melody on the first string fret number 2, 3, and 5. And I try to hold down the chord as I'm playing the melody. Then I'm gonna play the G major 7, and we need the bar chord on the fret number 2, but the melody is on the fret number 5, so we're gonna strum the whole thing. Beautiful, beautiful sounding chord. Then the middle, then the index, and then the melody again on the fret number 5, 3, and 2. Now the C major 7 chord is very simple. We're just gonna strum the chord, then we have middle, index, then open, middle, index, then 2, middle, index, open, middle, and index. It's very simple. Lovely. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna change the melody. So everything is the same all the way up to this chord. But now the melody is on the first string fret number 5, 7, 9, and we finish with the C major 7, the fret number 10. Strum the chord, then middle, index, 9, 7, and 5. And you want to keep arpeggiating with the middle and the index finger. Now section number 5 is really interesting, guys. We are going to play a bunch of different chords. Lovely chord progression. Let me just play it first and then I'll tell you more about it. So the chord progression is beautiful and really interesting. We're going to start with this E minor chord, and then we're going to have the lowest note of the chord, which is on the 3rd string, moving down chromatically. In fact, we have, so from fret number 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is called line cliché. When we play a chord, in this case the E minor chord, and then the bass note of this chord moves chromatically down. So as you can see, the first and the second strings will always keep the same 2 notes, which is the first string fret number 2 and the second string fret number 3. Now when we play the first chord, we have the 3rd string fret number 4. And of course, we're also going to play the 4th string, but let's just, forget about it for now. So you have fret number 4, then the fret number 3, so we're going to change the finger position. Then the fret number 2, and we're going to change the finger position. And then the fret number 1. So be careful with this section. Now when we played with the arpeggio, what we're going to do, we're going to strum all the strings, then middle, index, thumb, ring, and middle. So this is the arpeggio for the section. Strum, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle. Then we're going to change chord and we're going to do the same strum. Change chord and do the strum and the finger picking pattern. And the last chord, the strum with the finger picking pattern. So how do we name chords when we use the line cliché? Well, the easiest way is to use slash chords. And of course, we're gonna name it like this: E minor, E over D sharp, E over D, and E over C sharp. So these are all slash chords. So E minor, E slash D sharp, E slash D, and E slash C sharp. But of course, each one of these chords can also have, its own name. But let's just keep it simple for now. Now, once we are done with this section, guys, we're just gonna finish with the C major 7 chord, just the same arpeggio. and a melody. So we're coming from this one. Then the C major 7. So strum, middle, index, ring, middle, index, and strum. And then the melody on the second string, fret number 3, open, and 2. And we finish with just 2 chords, the D, sus4, and the D major. We are really just strumming the chords. So it's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And we're playing the D major with the 4th string as well, which will make this one a D add 11 chord. It's a nice, lovely chord. The strumming is very simple. Down, down, sorry. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And we finish with the G major chord. So this is such a beautiful and lovely romantic chord progression on the ukulele. Of course, guys, some of these chords are not, super easy to play, so really take it step by step. And also familiarize yourself with the line cliche, which is such a lovely and romantic chord progression. So take it step by step, guys, and I'll see you next time with a little bit of strumming chords.